And that's what the online version of the LinkedIn newsletter does for us. It's not just about views. And our YouTube numbers are small. Our LinkedIn numbers are modest. Facebook audience is pretty good, but our YouTube numbers are small. We don't really care. That audience is growing slowly and people are getting more responsive with each episode. There are other ways to monetize video content besides AdSense. And that's what a lot of people do. They use ad revenue. They see the big time YouTubers doing that. Their audiences are so massive. A lot of times, those massive audiences are drawn in by the lowest common denominator. That's why Mr. Beast has this big audience, because a lot of the content is really level and it's entertainment content, which is fine. I don't have a problem with it. But when you're growing your audience as a professional, you have to balance out, like, do you really want to be where you are constantly having to entertain your audience in order to inform them? Do you want an audience in line with being informed, tuning in to learn from you? We were like, all right, we're informing this audience. We're not about entertainment, because we don't want the entertainment, because the entertainment audience, they drift. And if they're not entertained, they're off of you real quick. The audience that's looking to pick up something and learn, they have more intent. They want to stick around and learn. The opportunities come from LinkedIn. It's brought us C-suite readers, decision makers. And these are the people that open doors. These are the people that, hey, this guy looks like he might be a good fit. Let's have our recruiter give them a shout. That's kind of where we're at right now. It's really fun because we are in a season of too many opportunities and directions we can go with the career playbook. We have meetings to discuss, hey, these are all the options we came up with this week. What business model do you want to build out of this? It didn't come, it's not magic. It wasn't an accident. It came from us strategically posting content consistently and then adding that newsletter piece to give it that extra punch. Okay. So the idea is we're already doing the work. Repurposing the podcast plus creating newsletters, make sure that work pays off. Do y'all want to hear, because I'm moving on to this next part. The next piece is I'll tell you the workflow of how we do this. Here's how it starts. Normally, I may be at home and Brian, the host, will hit me up and say, dropped a new episode. It's private on YouTube. Do your thing. The first thing I do is take that video, and the tool I use is my main video editor, but it also has other uses. It's called Descript. The link's in the show notes. It's a full-featured video editor. It's not as powerful as Adobe or DaVinci Resolve, but it brings ease of use. Editing the video is as simple as editing the transcript. Premiere Pro has that feature now, but it's not as good as the way it does it, because you can extract the video, the audio, you can extract the transcript that's onboard AI to edit out ums and ahs and your filler words. You can tell it to edit for clarity so that it can cut off all the extemporaneous commentary. It has a lot of other features, and they're constantly adding stuff to it. It's worth the money I pay for it, and it saves me time. I take that video, once he records it and posts it on YouTube, I take that video and drop it into, normally we'll identify the speakers, it'll ask you how many speakers there are, so it can label the speakers. And it also helps with some of the AI stuff on the back end, like when it's creating your show notes, timestamps, and all the other stuff. I drop the video in there and I extract the transcript. And it'll give me a Word doc file. I go through the transcript. And as I'm going through the transcript, I'm actually typing my notes on that transcript or whatnot and saying, hey, this is a good insight here, and really punching it up. I treat it like something I can punch up. Okay. Once I have the transcript reviewed and I'm looking at it and I'm getting ready to rock and roll, I'm ready to take it to the next step, I go back to the video because I want to do this all while I'm in the same program. I open up the script and I use the script to edit the video. If it's longer than an hour, I use the script to whittle that video down to about 59 minutes and 59 seconds. The reason for that is I could take it to TikTok and post a video in its entirety. And so I have the benefit of posting the entire video without having to take the TikTok audience off platform to go view the video on YouTube. It's important for our flow. I'm able to post the video on TikTok in its entirety. LinkedIn only gives us a 10-minute cap at this point. I don't know if it's a feature you got to unlock, but right now, videos can't be longer than 10 minutes on LinkedIn. They might change things, and this is not going to be forever, but that's how it is right now. the video ready for TikTok, so I'm ready for distribution when I'm ready to do that. Make all my notes on the transcript. Put my key takeaways, strong quotes, main themes, career growth strategies, pulling all the signal out of the noise. I used to use ChatGPT, but Manus is a lot more thorough and it's better at kind of interpreting my notes and helps me really format it and gives me an outline that I can use to rewrite this newsletter and start giving me some drafts of the newsletter. I don't use Chat. You can use their free tier. I do use Manus because Manus does a little bit more. That's just my personal opinion. And I think it writes better than ChatGPT. When it writes, I can edit and make them my own. And a lot of times when I have so much in those transcripts, it's basically just rewording my words and reorganizing them into a coherent newsletter. Once I get all that stuff set up, it's never copy and paste it. It's never just I drop it in Manus and it spits it out. I've done a lot of work on the back end of my Manus account, giving it samples of my writing so it can recognize my writing and mimics it. But then I'm still editing once I get it done because the newsletter is high quality. I don't want it to be AI slop. Once I have the newsletter formatted the way I want, it's the heart of the system. It's not just a recap. It pulls the best information out and turns it into something that people want to read. So even if they don't listen to the episode, they can read the newsletter and have a good idea of what was said. When you post a newsletter on LinkedIn, I'm getting ready to actually release this podcast. And the podcast is YouTube based, so it's mostly video. I'm ready to release and distribute this podcast first. I create a new edition of the newsletter. And after I send it over to Brian to take a look at it, I put my finalized newsletter on LinkedIn. Whenever I tag our guests and tag whatever business they're tied to, I leverage their audience as well. Newsletter's up, everybody's tagged, ready to go. When you click the button to go to next, it's going to ask you for a LinkedIn post. Now, the LinkedIn post, I've already halfway written through my notes. That one, I use Manus for that as well. I draft that LinkedIn post as the announcement of the new podcast. In that announcement, I put the direct link for the podcast. I also do that in the newsletter as well, so I'm covering all my bases. You can't post a LinkedIn article without some kind of LinkedIn post to accompany it. And so I made that post the announcement of the new episode of the show. And when they click on that link, they automatically get taken to the newsletter so they can see it. And then from there, they can click on the link and go to the show. The LinkedIn post has key aspects: a hook, a couple of things that we talked about in the podcast, and then a call to action. Click or watch more. I always tag the guests in their business to expand the reach. I schedule the newsletter and LinkedIn post early morning, Silicon Valley time. So I try to have it go live between 30 and 9 a.m. I set the YouTube video to be public 15 minutes before that LinkedIn newsletter, LinkedIn post live, just so that video's up and running and already, so they don't run into any kind of weird shenanigans where the video's not ready and they get an error message, because I don't do that. Facebook and TikTok, I schedule those around the same time as well. Once it's live, we monitor LinkedIn, see who's responding. Brian's good about responding to people. Once it's live, we monitor LinkedIn because that's really our hub and that's where a lot of the action comes from. He comments and replies to people. The guest normally will say a few words and we'll thank the guest. That's the machine. We duplicate the video process